and speak to the party's General Secretary, Nanaya Jantua. Good evening, madam.
Good evening.
Thank you so very much for joining us here on Eyewitness News. I trust you're well.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yes, I'm well.
Great.
What about you?
I am doing well.
We
It's
thank God.
4 days out of 21 for the ongoing limited voters registration exercise. What has been your own observation so far?
Thank you very much. I mean, what we have observed is what we spoke about before the registration. The fact that young people and disabled Ghanaians have to commute long distances to go and register in the district office or at the district office of the Electoral Commission. Certainly is not going to be a comfortable situation. And that is why we of the other political parties, CPP, DCPP, LPG, and the others, said that there is a need for the Electoral Commission to rethink their decision, because it is not going to be very feasible to get people to commute, especially where they have to pay a lot of money to go and register in the district office. It is clear that the exercise is not going well. It is clear that it's as if the EC is not even ready in terms of logistical support, because there are instances where machines have broken down and the internet has not been stable, so then they have to register people offline. These are all issues that need to be addressed. That is why there is a need for the EC to even halt the system, the whole process, for us to sit down and talk about how we can make it better for Ghanaians.
If you say they should halt the process for you to sit down, I'm wondering, have you been part of IPAC yourself together with these other parties that you mentioned? Have you been part of IPAC, and did you not have this conversation at the IPAC level?
But have you ever heard we boycotted IPAC? If we boycotted IPAC, I think Ghanaians would know. It's our responsibility as political parties to represent the people of Ghana in our various political parties at IPAC. We have not boycotted IPAC. We are still there for us.
So did you have this conversation? Did you raise these issues at the IPAC level?
Of course, if we didn't raise the issues, why did we do a press conference, and why did we even go to court? We didn't go to court because of self-aggrandizement. We went to court because we wanted the people of Ghana to have a fair deal. Nobody should be disenfranchised because the body that is meant to register voters, they are not ready. So, and that is why we discussed it. The EC said they will get back to us. And by the time we realized, they have a press conference outlining the timetable for the process. And that is why we resisted, and we did a press conference, we wrote to the EC that we want to have a meeting to discuss the situation, to see what the issues are. Is it a question of lack of financing? It's a question of lack of financing. Then the parliament should find money and vote, find money for them. Let the government find money for them. We are even surprised that parliament is quiet. 275 constituencies represented in parliament is Ghana. And the parliament has not been able to call the EC to ask them questions about what is going on and how they are going to deal with it.
But currently the House is on recess.
Yeah, but there are times, are they not having these committee meetings concerning the IGP state?
Which committee was commissioned before going on recess?
It does not matter. There are times that when it is important, necessary to them, they reconvene. They are on recess, but they're able to hold a Conconsa committee and listen to people talking about the IGP. While this one affects Ghanaians, it affects us. We vote for governments to be in power. So can they meet at the committee level and find out what is going on for the sake of Ghana? In everything that we do, Ghana is very important. Ghanaians are important. Ghanaians.
Right.
They should never be shortchanged. They should never be made unhappy.
And if dialogue failed at the IPAC level, you wrote to the EC. Next thing you know, the EC has organized a press conference to spell out guidelines or modalities for the exercise. Today, the EC is conducting the exercise. You have joined an application in court. This other meeting you're asking for, to what end? What is your expectation? What do you hope to come out from this meeting?
Our expectation is for the EC to hold the process. Because you see, the EC does not exist without political parties. Granted that today all political parties decide to boycott IPAC, decide that we do not exist, what will be the existence of the EC? It is called an electoral commission. And we exist because of the electoral process. We exist because of the democracy in which we are today, where we vote for a government to be in power. And the EC is the one that supervises and conducts elections on behalf of the people of Ghana. So the EC should learn to talk. The EC should learn to dialogue. And let's find out what are the problems, what are the issues. Because what is happening now is not pleasant. It's not pleasant at all. You have young people, disabled people, and even the issue of the guarantor system. You know, because the parliament has not approved the new CI, they are still using the old CI to conduct this limited registration exercise. If somebody doesn't have a Ghana card, if somebody doesn't have a passport, then it means that the person would be identified only by a guarantor. Then when it happens that somebody gets a guarantor and goes to the district office and cannot register, then over the long distance, they have to go back or find a place to sleep. Very soon, in the next maybe 19, 18 days that is left, you will then realize that you'll be creating the situation of illegal guarantors, in quotes, guru boys, who will be mailing around the district offices to be able to identify people and take money. Because then it becomes expensive to move with your guarantor. These things are not pleasant because the EC themselves are saying that they want to reduce the abuse of the guarantor system. But this one, they are going to let the abuse increase. They are also increasing the monetization of politics because now it behoves on us, the political parties, to bus people to these centers.
Right.
Who pays for it? Who pays for it? We are not engaged in any form of business by doing politics. You don't sell rice. You don't sell oil. We are not in any business.
All right.
It's a politics that we are doing.
All right. Thank you very much. We'll leave it here. Thank you so much for your time, and we wish you well. Nanaya Jantua is the General Secretary of the Convention People's Party.